After Gunpei Yokoi left Nintendo following the mildly put disappointing release of the Virtual Boy, he designed the Wonderswan handheld for Bandai, which was released in 1999. I've gotten my hands on one, so I figured why not take a closer look. The first thing that strikes you as you look at a Wonderswan is the two D-pads. Well, kind of two D-pads. The Wonderswan doesn't have a regular D-pad or even one of those round pads, but 4 separate buttons. They're not as easy to use as a real D-pad in hectic moments. The fact that there's 2 of them might be an idea Yokoi borrowed from the Virtual Boy, but here there's an added twist. You can hold the Wonderswan vertically and play games like that. I have, for instance, Beatmania by Konami. It's a rhythm music game, kind of like Dance Dance Revolution. The concept is easy to grasp theoretically, but I find it kind of hard to put it into practice. And this thing on the right, I have no idea how to press. This game also illustrates one shortcoming with the Wonderswan. The speaker is of pretty low quality, definitely lower than the Game Boy at least. It's kind of directed to the right, which might be to prevent it being covered by one's hand like it would be on the Game Boy, but I don't have my hand there while I'm playing it, so for me it's a solution without a problem. Also, there's no regular headphone jack. Like with the Game Boy Advance SP, you have to buy an adapter for it. By the way, doesn't this sound familiar? The second game I have is Star Hearts, an action RPG kind of game. The graphics are good and remind me of Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. But of course the dialogue is in Japanese, so I can't really play it. The third game I have is what I bought the Wonderswan for, and it's Rockman EXE WS. There were 3 Rockman/Mega Man games on Wonderswan. First Rockman and Forte, which is not a Wonderswan port of the Super Famicom game, but rather a new game, with the worst of all Mega Man enemies, Quint, as the villain. The second was Rockman EXE N1 Grand Prix, which would be ported to or remade on the GBA as Mega Man Battle Chip Challenge. The third is this game. It's a platformer based on the Rockman EXE anime, known in English as Mega Man NT Warrior. As a game it's most similar to Mega Man Network Transmission for the GameCube, where your weapons don't come from bosses, but as battle chips. In this game you equip battle chips and use them in the 4 slots controlled by the upper D-pad. Pressing these in the heat of battle is pretty awkward, since unless you have 2 thumbs, you can't move while using chips. It's pretty cool though that some chips act like weapons that you can use over and over infinitely, like swords or the fist. Yeah, Mega Man can give his enemies a fisting. That sounded bad. The stage designs are mediocre and sometimes annoying, but that's fine in itself. I expect that from a Mega Man game. But here it's exacerbated because of the control. Mega Man just doesn't react as fast as he should. Respawning enemies don't help either. The boss battles are less about technique and more about unloading as many damaging battle chips on them as you can and just hope you kill them before they kill you. There's no stage select. Instead you progress in a linear fashion, at least it seems that way at first. Early in many stages you can go in one way or another, and that way play different stages and face different bosses. That can be useful in avoiding the worst stages. Finally, you don't get health pickups like normal, you get health recovery battle chips. The most common kind is Recovery 20, which give you a pathetically small amount. Luckily though, chips stack, so if you have more than one you don't have to go back to the menu to equip more. Still, these chips usually don't appear much during the stages except from certain enemies, and you would be lucky to get to a boss with any left. All in all, Rockman EXE WS had potential to be a great game, but it comes in mediocre in the end. It's too hard for me, and that's mostly because of the control and overall pretty poor game design. It's worth a look if you have lots of patience though, and if you do have 2 thumbs on your left hand, definitely pick this one up.